Most people cook waterfowl wrong, but today we're going to show you the 5 best ways to cook wild duck and goose. From a tasty and fast goose and broccoli stir fry, walking you through how to properly cook a duck breast, a delicious goose leg quesadilla, and how to cook a whole duck in only 12 minutes. But we're starting it all off with teaching you how to properly clean and cook a goose breast with the skin on to create one of the best steaks you'll ever eat. When it comes to plucking waterfowl, a pair of thin rubber gloves will help you grip the feathers better. Working with your thumb and the knuckle of your index finger, grab a small amount of feathers and pull them out. Working against the feathers while higher up on the breast and working with the feathers as you get about halfway down. Grab a thin knife and make a slice against the breastbone, then repeat on the other side. Following the bone, slice down on the back end of the breast just in front of the leg. Working from the top, carefully peel and slice the breast off the bone. After cleaning up any remaining feathers, slice off any silver skin from the meat side. Then score the skin in a hatchet pattern, trying not to cut into the meat. This will help the fat under the skin to properly render out during the cook. Season both sides with your favorite steak spice and add some oil to a cold flat top or pan. Add your breast skin side down and then turn the burners onto medium high. As the cooking surface warms up, the fat will start to render out. Once almost all the fat is rendered out and the skin has some nice coloring, flip the breast and continue cooking. Constantly baste the breast with the rendered fat as you cook, flipping the breast every couple minutes to baste both sides until you reach medium rare, about 130 degrees. This should take about 7 to 10 minutes depending on the size of the breast.
That smells so good.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, she's cooked, it's rested for 10 minutes, so all the juices should be in there, so it's the moment of truth. Slice into this bad boy here. Oh yeah,
Look at that.
look at that.
Beautiful.
Still juicy. I don't know, maybe a little slice, a little taste test before we bring it
We
inside.
gotta try it before we share it.
Piece for you,
All right.
piece for me.
Amazing.
I'm so good.
All right. I guess we have to share.
I guess.
Let's go.
This is how to make the best wild goose quesadilla. Goose legs have got to be one of the most underutilized and misunderstood pieces of wild game meat out there. Some people say there's no way to eat goose legs because they're too tough and they taste like an old tire. And that's just not true. The first step is to get a large pressure cooker going over medium-high heat and add a couple tablespoons of oil. Season the goose legs with salt and pepper and brown them in batches. Don't overcrowd the pot. After browning, turn the heat down to medium and add some more oil and red onion. Cook for several minutes, stirring often. Then add the garlic and cook until fragrant, about 1 minute. Add the tomato paste, stir well to combine, and cook for an additional couple minutes. Finally, add the remaining ingredients: apple cider vinegar, lime juice, chicken stock, taco spices, and chipotles and adobo sauce. If you want a medium to hot spice, add the whole can, or add a quarter for just a touch of spice. Mix everything up really well and add those goose legs back to the pot and mix again. Let everything warm up a bit before placing the lid on. Lock the lid on the pressure cooker, and once it comes to pressure, turn the heat down to low. Allow the meat to cook undisturbed for an hour and a half. Once done, carefully release the pressure from the pot. Remove the legs and let them cool down a bit. Once cooled, it's time to shred. What'd we tell you? That tough meat has broken down during the pressure cook and now it's fall off the bone. Alternatively, you could keep the meat on the bone and pop these guys in the fridge and then warm them up on the grill and eat them right off the bone. But today, we're gonna make quesadillas. As you're shredding, remove all the unedible bits like the bones and tough cartilage, and because we're using wild geese here, try and find any pellets during this stage too. No one likes chopping down on a steel pellet. Once all the meat is shredded, add it back to the remaining liquid to rehydrate. We're now ready to get cooking on the flat top. If you don't have a flat top, find 2 of your biggest pans. Set your heat to medium and add some oil. On one side, get some peppers, onions, and corn cooking and add some taco seasoning. On the other side, throw some shredded meat down. What we want to do is get some nice crispy layers on the meat as it warms up, and this will also give us some extra flavor. For the veggies, we're just looking to saute them for a few minutes until they become soft and a little caramelized. Keep an eye on everything and stir here and there so things don't burn. We now have everything cooked and we're ready to assemble the quesadilla. Set the temp to low, add some oil, and throw down a tortilla. Top with some shredded manchego cheese, then add some crispy pulled goose, followed by the sauteed veggies and another handful of cheese. Top with another tortilla and squish everything down a bit. Cook on each side for a few minutes just until some nice browning develops. And there you have it, pulled goose quesadilla. Hopefully this changes your mind about goose legs. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so you don't miss our next video.
Today we're making a delicious Chinese beef and broccoli stir fry, but we're gonna use goose breast instead of beef. Let's get to it.
First, slice your goose breast against the grain and on an angle. This will help in creating a tender bite. You're looking for thin, 1/4 inch or less slices. In a bowl, combine the sliced goose meat, cornstarch, baking soda, salt, and pepper. Mix well so the meat is evenly coated. The cornstarch and baking soda will help tenderize the meat. Then, add water, dry sherry wine, and oil. Mix well so everything combines and let it sit for 15 minutes. To make your sauce, combine the soy sauce, water, sugar, cornstarch, and sesame oil. Mix well until no clumps are visible. Slice your onions and mince your garlic and ginger and set aside. Boil the broccoli for about 2 to 3 minutes. You want to have a little bite to the broccoli after it's done boiling. Over a medium-high heat, get a large cast iron pan on and add some oil. Once hot, add the marinated goose, but don't overcrowd the pan. Cooking in batches, stir fry until the meat is just cooked, about 2 to 4 minutes. Try not to overcook the meat. When all the meat is cooked, turn the heat down to medium and cook your onions for a few minutes. Then add your garlic and ginger and cook for another minute, stirring frequently. Now add your pre-made sauce, followed by 2 cups of water. Stir well and bring to a simmer. And once slightly thickened, add your goose and broccoli and stir until everything is well coated and warmed through. Plate the dish and add some toasted sesame seeds along with a good squeeze of fresh lime juice.
And that's how we like to make Chinese goose and broccoli stir fry, one of the most popular Chinese takeout dishes on the planet. Thanks very much for watching. We hope you give this recipe a try with your own wild game at home or in the field.
Be sure to write in the comments what you want us to cook next. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Hey folks, today we're going to show you how to cook a whole wild duck in only 12 minutes using a pizza oven. First off, you'll need a whole plucked duck. This is an average size wild mallard. If you don't already pluck your ducks, you should be. There's lots of benefits to plucking rather than just breasting your birds. The first step we want to do is called spatchcocking. This method will allow the whole bird to cook more evenly. Grab a good pair of kitchen shears and working along each side of the spine, cut the spine out. Once you get the spine removed, flip the bird over and press hard on the breast with your hands. You want to break the breastbone. The bird should now lay flat. The next step is scoring the skin, and this is easier when you're working with a cold bird. Grab a very sharp knife and carefully slice the skin, without slicing the meat if you can help it. You want to score the skin so the heat can get to the fat faster, allowing the fat to properly render out during the cook. Once the bird is scored, you can season and cook it just like this if you want it. But if you want some truly crispy skin, apply a liberal amount of kosher salt to the skin side. Lay the bird on a wire rack over a sheet pan and then throw this into your fridge uncovered for 2 to 3 days. The salt in your fridge will help dry the skin out and make it easier to create crispy skin. When your bird is done drying, take it out of the fridge an hour before you're ready to cook to let the bird come to room temp for even cooking. It's time to get your pizza oven rocking. You want to be cooking around 700 degrees Fahrenheit, so set it to full whack. Most conventional ovens simply can't get this hot. That's why we're using a pizza oven. When the oven is warming up, throw a dry cast iron pan into the oven to let it warm up as well. Next, you want to rub off any excess salt from the duck. Some of the salt you use will have actually penetrated into the meat, so it's already seasoned. But we do recommend adding some fresh cracked pepper and a little pre-made garlic seasoning to each side of the bird. Carefully remove the cast iron pan from the oven and quickly lay the bird into the pan skin side up. Pop the duck back in the oven and keep an eye on it. As it cooks, you'll start to see different spots start to crisp up. Rotate the pan the best you can for even cooking. Duck, just like most wild fowl or game, is notorious for drying out and becoming tough, and the flavor often turns unpleasant. To avoid this, cook your duck to rare or medium rare. The duck should be super tender and juicy and have great flavor. This whole cook should only take about 12 minutes to complete. We're looking for an internal temp of 125 degrees Fahrenheit. Once we hit that mark, pull the duck and let it rest uncovered for 5 minutes on a wire rack above a sheet pan before slicing. As you can see, the meat is super tender and juicy and the skin is nice and crispy. These red juices you see and the pink color in the meat is not blood. The duck meat is naturally pink when cooked properly. Just serve the duck up with some rice and a little hot sauce if you like an extra kick. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you'll save the whole bird next time you go duck hunting and give this recipe a try. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification button so you don't miss our next video.
Hey folks, today we're going to be going over how to breast a duck properly and do a quick and tasty cook with some Thai flavors. So here we have a mallard that was harvested last fall and it's been in the freezer all winter. Now, what I like to do, this bird here I fully plucked. I really highly encourage all of you to pluck your ducks, whether it's early season ducks or late season ducks. In this case, this is an early season duck. There isn't a lot of fat on it, and you can see not the best shot. It was actually shot in the breast a few times, so not the best duck for a full rotisserie or a roast or something, but I like to keep the skin on still because when it goes in the freezer, this skin will actually help as a protection against the meat and it won't get frostbite. If you do this properly, add a little saran wrap, put it in a Ziploc bag, you can have meat last 2-3 years. So we have a medium-sized mallard and I'm gonna just go through how to breast this properly. So the first thing I like to do is make a slice right down the top, following the breastbone and coming down off the wishbone. And then make a slice off the back. One quick slice just on top of the leg, going all the way down. And then right here at the joint of the wing, make one slice in, cutting through. And then working from the bottom up, using your knife against the bones of the rib cage as you peel. And you can just pull it right off. And you have a full breast without the tenderloin. So we'll work on the other side. Same thing, down the top, around the back, come down against the wishbone, make one slice straight the top of the leg all the way down, and then right across where the wing butt, and using your knife, follow along the bones, keeping the tenderloin intact with the bird. And you have the second breast. Now, we're gonna save this carcass. There's lots of excellent meat here, from grilling to making duck stock. So we're gonna just put this to the side, but it will be used. The next step we wanna do is we're gonna actually remove the skin. So we're just going to pull the skin, just put your thumb underneath. And as you work with your thumb underneath, it will pull off. Just be careful you don't rip the meat too bad. If you get into any little tricky spots where like a pellet went through, it can get a little tricky, you can bring out your knife and slice it off. There's one breast, and we'll do the other one. Just using my thumb to get underneath the skin. And as I'm working my thumb underneath, I'm pulling. There's a little spot where a pellet went in. I want to clean that up. You can actually even see it, there's a little bit of feathers in there. And this is the one big reason why we're gonna be taking the skin off this bird, because we want to try to remove any of the excess feathers or shot or debris that's been pushed through with the pellet. Try to get it as clean as possible. If you have feather like this inside your meat, that's never gonna taste good. And you can see here that there's a little bit of silver skin on the actual meat itself. And we want to remove that. Again, it's to help with the toughness. And again, on the back, there's a little bit of silver skin. So we're just going to quickly remove that with a really sharp knife, trying not to remove too much meat, almost like you're filleting a fish. Any type of silver skin you see, you want to try to cut that out. It's just going to help your meat be more tender in the final product. And on the top, there's a little section here. Just slice that off. One breast down. I'm gonna work on the next one and just finish cleaning this up. And those breasts are looking good. So there's nothing wrong with grilling these breasts just like they are. Add a little salt and pepper, throw them on the grill, they'll be great. But I do like to do a little bit of a marinade when time permits. So in this case, we actually did a little Thai marinade. These are some breasts that have been sitting in this marinade for 3 days. It's a marinade of coconut milk, lime juice, soy sauce, and sesame oil. Really, really simple ingredients, but goes a huge way when it comes to the flavor. So I'm gonna get these guys paper toweled off and we'll get them on the flat top. So we're gonna cook these on the flat top. Now the key to cooking most wild game is cooking at a fairly high heat and not for a long time. We want a medium rare on these breasts and nothing more, or they're really gonna get tough, they're gonna dry it out and they can get that kind of gamey flavor even after you put all this marinade in. So we're gonna just oil up the flat top here with some sunflower oil. And we're gonna get these breasts on the flat top. And the duck breasts are fully cooked now. They've been resting for a solid 10 minutes under this foil, which is really, really key when it comes to cooking any type of meat, whether it's domestic or wild game. Let your meat rest. What happens when it's resting is all those juices and molecules that are bouncing around because it's so hot when you're finished cooking it, you're giving it time to relax and they start slowing down. So when you slice into your meat, juices aren't gonna come pouring out, and when the second bite, your meat's fully dry. So make sure you rest your meat. Now, before we slice it, I just wanna show, we did make a Thai peanut butter sauce here. This we had to make earlier because you need to make it about at least an hour beforehand. It contains peanut butter, soy sauce, coconut milk, lime zest and juice, sesame oil, fish sauce, Thai chili oil, brown sugar, fresh ginger, fresh garlic clove, and about a 1/3 cup of water. This all goes into a small sauce pot and on the burner just so it warms up and everything comes together. A really relatively easy sauce that's super, super tasty. All we gotta do now is take these breasts out, slice them up, and plate them.
Hey folks, hope you enjoyed that video. Please hit the like button, comment, as we'd love to know how you felt about it. And if you'd like more great Canadian adventures, please subscribe and hit the notification button so you don't miss any new content coming out. And as always, our amazing outdoor adventures are shared on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Please come along for the adventure. We'd absolutely love to have you along for the ride.